Hi Elliot, how are you? I know you said that I don't need to make you another video, but it'll just make me feel better. Plus, I want to address a couple of issues, just so that you could see it. So that way, if you ever have any more issues, that you can fix them without having any more problems. Okay? So we're gonna start it, and this is your new console. There's no problems. I'm using it on my TV right now with the HDMI, and as you can see, everything works fine. Um, Here's those few games that you asked for that are WiiWare games. They will not play off a hard drive, so I had to install them through the SD card onto your system. That's why I couldn't put them in the hard drive. But they're all right here. They just work like a regular Wii game. You just start them. I just want to go through these. I want to mention something else first. I did do a backup of the game saves on your previous console before I formatted it, so I don't know if those are important or not. If they're not, just ignore this part. But if they are important, like if you just started the game and you started it and you never really made any progress, don't worry about it. But if you thought, oh man, I really worked hard on that game, I did back up the saves. Now to recover them, you actually have to create a game save with the game, and then you can overwrite it with the save. So to replace your save, you have to create a save file, which just means starts the game, and then you can create a save file. Okay, so let's just do one of those, just so I can show you that real quick, just in case there was a save on there if you wanted to recover. I'm not sure. I didn't try them all, so I don't know if any of them are far into the game or not. Alright, let's do, and it'll only work on the Wii games. The GameCube games save on the hard drive, the Wii games save on the system console. So I know Punch-Out was one that you had a game save for, but I believe you never actually played it, you just started it. I think you had Metroid, LMN. Metroid was a save. Where's Metroid? Metroid Prime Trilogy. I know you made a save with that one. Again, I don't know if it's the same thing. I don't know if like you just started it and then exited out of it just to see if it was working, or if you actually made any progress on it. But we're gonna just starting the game, we'll create a game save, and then you can overwrite it with the game save that I backed up. Okay, so just starting it, you press A. It says nunchuck required. I'm pretty sure it's already made. Saving progress, please don't touch. Okay, so it's okay, just created a game save. So now we can exit out. And we can go recover that save if there was any progress on it. I believe you only had about 5 saves on there. So again, I'm going to say this again. If they weren't important, just disregard this part. Don't worry about it. If they were important, then this is how you would recover them. So we go back out to the main menu. Alright, we want to go down here to Wii, Data Management, Save Data, and Wii. Okay, so now you see I made a Metroid Prime Trilogy game save. Okay, and if you go to the SD card, I backed up all your saves. It takes a second for it to read it and for it to come up. Now here you go, here's your game save. Now generally, if all you did was start it and you never made anything, it'll say 1. So it looks like you might have made it in a little bit. But anyway, let's do it anyway. Let's say move. It says the data already exists, so maybe you didn't make any progress on it. But if it was a larger save, let's see if any of the other ones are larger saves. That says 2. So, most likely means you didn't make it. Yeah, you either just started the games or you were only on, like, level 1. You didn't really make it that far. So it doesn't look like really any of them are that important. They all look like they're pretty low. But that's how you would do it to recover your game saves if they were important to you. Okay, now let's get into the loaders. I want to show you that everything works. And I also want to walk you through a couple of things just to prevent any future issues. Now this is your console that I'm using, and your hard drive, and your SD card. So everything you see is what you should see when you get it. Okay, so now I don't know if you know how to get here. You just press the B button on the back of the Wii remote and it'll take you to the source selector. There's a couple in here that don't have covers because I just added those are the ones that you were telling me that I was missing, and I haven't had a chance to put the covers on them yet. But as you can see, they're all there. They're all in regular color. They're not bright green. and they all work. You can see I just started one. See, there's one. I'll just I haven't downloaded the cover for it yet, but they're all there. The GameCube. Okay, now this is what I wanted to mention to you. Okay, so you were having same thing with the GameCube. I'll download those covers shortly. But what was it? It was NBA. It was NBA. NBA Live are the ones that weren't saving. Okay, these are the ones that caused all the issue in the first place. I'm really, really sorry about that. If I had known, obviously, I would have either mentioned it or, sent a save card or something with it. So, I have disabled the emulated saves on these, meaning it will not work. Well, it didn't work anyway before, but it's going to look for a save card instead of trying to emulate the save now, okay? Now, I haven't tried all these sports games. All the popular games, the Mario, Sonic, Pikmin, Rayman, they've all been tested and working great. I don't test ones that don't really get requested very often because I've never had a need to. These just aren't as popular. They don't get requested very often, and I have had other people, purchase them, and I've never had not one single complaint. So I don't know if they already had a save card or if they just, never played them. I don't know. But I want to show you in case you ever have, like if you were to say open this one and it gave you that same error that it couldn't save, I want to show you how to make it work, okay? Because it's always going to search for an emulated, it's always going to try to make an emulated save. So even if you have an SD card in, you will still get a failure message because it's trying to make an emulated save. It's not going to use the SD card unless, or the save card, unless you tell it that it has to use the card, okay? So let's go to one of these that I already set up right now. I just want to show you. Oh, I lock the settings just so you don't have any accidents of messing anything up. But to unlock it, you just do 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, now it's unlocked, and if you want to reset it, you just go parental control code, set code, and then you just type the numbers in it again, and it'll lock it again. I'll do it again when I'm done. But, okay, so, let's see, NBA. N, and F, and C. Okay. Alright, so I already did it for these ones. So now you want to pick the individual game that's having the problem, okay? And you want to press the little gear icon and go to page 3 of 4. Now right here, NMM, normally will say multi-saves. That just means you can have more than one save file on it. They all will say multi-saves, but these three I've set to disabled. So it will search for a memory card instead of trying to make an emulated save. Now, if you have another game, for example, let's say this one, and it gives you that same error. It says it's, it can't make a game save or whatever. Just do the same thing to this one. Go click it, settings, go to page 3, and change multi-saves to disabled. You don't need to save it or anything. You just click back and it'll automatically save it. But I'm going to turn it back on because I don't want to forget I did that. But, so that's how you would fix it. So if it's having that issue, you have to make sure you're telling it to use the memory card and not the emulated saves. Okay, so let's just try one of those so I can show you that everything's working okay. Also, it's not safe for me to send the memory card plugged in. I'm afraid it may break. So I'm going to unplug it. It's important you put it into slot A, which if you're looking at it from the front faceplate of the Wii, it's on the right-hand side. I think it says it too, but you want to make sure you put it in slot A. Now, if you were to use 2 cards, it doesn't matter. You just put them both in. But if you're only going to use one, make sure you use slot A on the right-hand side. Or it won't read it, or it'll say it's missing a card. Now, let's see what we get here, because I know this is the one that was giving me trouble.
EA
and there you go.
Sports.
We never got the error message about the save. It just goes right into the game. See, and if I had known about this in the beginning, you'd still be playing yours right now. It wouldn't even be a problem. All right, I'm gonna go restart this. I imagine since you actually had it working at one point before that you should. Unfortunately, there is no way to exit out of the GameCube game. You have to just save it and restart the console. I actually found a year or two ago the creator of Nintendo, which is like the most prevalent GameCube loader on the Wii. The rest are like nobody works on them anymore. He says that the original GameCube game or original GameCube never had a way to do it either. You just saved and restarted it. So he said That's not something he ever plans on working on, so it's just not something that can be done. Okay, but I also wanted to show you in USB Loader GX the same thing. So now I also want to mention it's not necessary for you to use USB Loader GX and WeFlow. Generally, I include 3 loaders. I also include one called CFG Loader, but for some reason, CFG Loader does not like WD drives, and you have a WD drive, so I didn't include it. It'll just mess up your hard drive, as I think that's what you did the first time. I think that's when you're trying to figure out why the games wouldn't save you. You tried to start CFG, and I guess I didn't give you a forwarder, but I had it on the card, which is another my fault. It's not on there now, so you won't even be able to mess with it. But it doesn't like WD drives, so it just seems to mess up with WD drives. So my actual personal one is WD drive, so that's how I found it out. But anyway, same exact thing. So let's see, NBA Live. Okay, that's Wii. Wii's are never a problem because it saves to the system. Okay, so NBA Live. Okay, so same thing. Just pick the individual game, go to settings, go to game load, and you want to go towards the very bottom, and you saw that off right here. Memory card emulation. Now, just these 3 games, I've set it off. I've turned it off. All the rest have it to, I think it's use global. Let's just pick a different one. So, again, if you find another game and you prefer this loader, see, memory card emulation, and it's set to use global. All of them are set to use global. But if for some reason it's not working and it's giving you the same thing, just set it to off, and then it will look for a memory card. Okay? Well, let's put it back. Use global. And then you want to make sure you save settings when you're done. Okay? Okay, so that's all there is to it. I think that's everything I wanted to mention. I probably should start one just to show you that they work in both loaders. The Wii games always work fine. I've never had any problem with the Wii games. But that's it. I think I've mentioned everything, how you can recover your saves, how to fix it if it's ever given you any trouble. USB Loader GX does take a little bit longer to start, but you don't have to go through that whole Nintendo thing. So, again, all 3 loaders
Sports.
are not
It's in the game.
required. They're just there as a fail-safe. So if for some reason one ever wasn't working, you can try the other one. I'm going to restart it again. Everything I just wanted to mention, I know I've said it already and I'm repeating myself here, but all 3 loaders are not required. You don't need all 3. A lot of times I include 4 because if you count Nintendo also, Nintendo is just a GameCube loader. They're just all there as a failsafe because, you know, once these are out of my hands, there's not really much I can do besides walk you through it. So there's always a backup. So if for some reason WeFlow ever isn't working correctly, you can try USB Loader. If USB Loader isn't working with the GameCube, you can always try Nintendo. So that's it. If you have any more problems, please contact me. You know I'm really good about responding. If I'm not responding, it means I'm either away or I'm in bed. I will always get back to you. I will never leave you hanging. Even if a year from now you're having problems, I will always be happy to help you. I switched out your hard drive enclosure. It's no problems right now. I actually have it sitting on its side right now. It's working absolutely perfect. So if you have any problems, feel free to contact me, and I really hope you enjoy it and we don't have any more issues. So you have a wonderful day, and thank you so much.